Morning, Sun Up on 7 family. Welcome back to Sun Up on 7. And it's your Monday episode. Just before the commercial break, we had a very informative conversation with Jules as he was flipping the beef, getting you ready for the week, getting you ready for the Monday. So for all those updates, you got to stay tuned to tonight's newscast because we're going to be providing you some updates. Let's jump into our first conversation. We celebrate, some super women who are back from the North American Powerlifting Federation Regional Championship. They're back with their medals. So folks, please put the love, put the celebration on our chat. And let me introduce who we have on our couch. On the left, we have Miss Shakira Oxley Sai. Miss Shakira, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Pretty good, thank
Yeah?
you.
You should be like, good morning.
Good morning.
Click, na siya.
Yes. We also have Amoret Bandman Sub-Junior Championship and gold medalist.
Good
Amoret,
morning.
good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. We're very eager to find out more about the championship. And we also have Miss Joylyn Smith, Open Division 69 kilograms lifter and silver medalist. How are you doing, Joylyn?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for joining us also. Ren, this is huge.
This is very big. This
Yeah.
is very big. We have these medalists here, gold, silver, bronze, all of that. And we're just so thankful for you making the time to come here and talk to us about it, share the journey, and hopefully inspire other females specifically, because I go for that, to be in these places, to take up powerlifting, to understand it a little bit more to us, spike their interest. So on that same note, right, I would love for you guys each to give me a bit about your journey to get to this place. What have you been up to get to this place to us? So people can understand, just get up and just win this medal. I know Shakira good, but she just get up and win, right?
Exactly.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been competing in powerlifting for about 4 years now. And I've done 4 local meets and 2 international meets. And so, needless to say, I enjoy the sport, right?
Of course.
But I think for me, I enjoy being, the process of getting strong is really empowering as a female, an older female like that, right? Just knowing that you can do certain things and you test your limits, and for you to see, well, you know what? I don't know if I can do this, and then you train for it and you can actually do it, just wows you.
Yeah.
And so that process, I will admit, is a lengthy process, because the process of building strength is not one, as you rightfully said.
Just wake up and do.
Yes, you wake up and the strength is there and you're good to go. It doesn't work like that, right? And also, strength varies with if you're younger, like if you're in your teenage years, right, hitting puberty, your body is changing, testosterone, the hormones are working and all of that, and that's a good time for you to start to build on strength, right? Well, any time is a good time to start to build on strength, but it's an opportune time for you to make some gains in the, what we would call the open category, which is from 24 to 39.
Okay.
Then that's a period where you can still continue to build strength, right? And so if you have had the foundation earlier on, like in the sub-juniors, which is the category that Amoret represents, and then you can enter into junior and then into open, you're able to gradually build your strength more. And so when you get to masters, which is 40 and above, then, like for women, I don't want to say your strength, but your body also changes, and muscle mass, sarcopenia can also set in, and so you want to be able to resistance train so that you can, be able to get stronger. And if you're stronger, obviously you can do a lot of the smaller little things that you maybe would not be able to do if you were not strength training, right? Like even bending down, picking up something a little bit heavy, maybe even the 5-gallon water bottle, right?
Yeah.
So you're able to do more things for yourself without depending on somebody else to help you, go get something, and you can do it for yourself, right?
Shakira, I don't know why, in my mind, when you're talking about getting stronger, I just picture somebody, they hold up the couch and the vacuum underneath it like that. I don't know why in my mind I picture that, but just the level of the level of strength I feel like you at right now.
I think you can do it, but you don't have to do that to vacuum, the couch, right?
Yes.
But yes, so you are able to build on that strength, right? And so for me, as I get older, to be able to do that, to be able to safeguard against a lot of other things that could happen to me that if I wasn't strength training,
So true.
right? I'll be able to have a better quality of life as well, right? And so all of those things I feel are beneficial to me, right? And obviously the people who are around me, like, my husband, my children, and my parents who I have to help out and stuff like that, right? And I think everybody goes through that, right? And so the process of preparing for all of this, to me, just comes together very well. And for me, the benefits and also the process of going through preparing for the competition is not easy. And these girls will tell you, right? Because
I'm a red face. No.
From easy.
yes, right? So the process is that, I mean, there are certain things, if you know that you're competing, you have to live a certain lifestyle, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to be able to do the work, even if one day you get up and you're not feeling it, you're exhausted, because life happens. And so, you still have to go into the gym, put in the work, because you are preparing for a competition that has a set timeline, right? And so I think for all of us athletes, just the mere fact that you're able to get through to getting there for the competition, preparing yourself, is already a big win. Yeah. On the day of competition, what happens is a totally different thing too, because you could, all of us felt this time around, because this is our second competition, right, internationally. All of us felt that we've put in the numbers, we've done the work, and you go there feeling, you know what, I'm gonna do my best.
I'm ready.
Gonna do my best. And then on competition day, you're in a different environment. The competition, like in my session, we had 6 hours that I had to wait, right? I don't usually take 6 hours in the gym, right? But because there are other lifters and everybody has to get a chance to do their squat, bench, and deadlift, you have to wait. You have to wait until your turn. And so that means that you have to prepare for, one, you have to weigh yourself, right? Because we have weight classes and you have to make sure that you meet your weight. If you don't meet your weight, you don't get to compete, right? So you have to meet the weight class and you prepare for that. And even after that is over, so you have to make sure that you give yourself the nutrition that you need, right? So you have to prepare your food, make sure you have that on the spot, right? Because for 6 hours, your energy levels are going to drain if you are not properly fueled, right? So you have to make sure that you have these things in place so that when time comes for you to warm up in the back room,
you ready?
Get on the stage, that you have the energy to do that, right? And so the support system that is there in the back room too is also important, because mentally you also have to prepare yourself for that, right? Because you have competitors who are near to you and you see what they're doing. Sometimes as an athlete, you don't even get to see how the others are doing, because you want to take care of yourself mentally. You don't want to be concerned with what they're doing. You just need to know that you have this to do and you have to get your mind in the game so that when your turn comes, you just
get out there and go.
That's true.
Definitely.
Yes.
Mr. Chris, so thank you for giving us kind of like a background as to how you prepared to be here. What was more or less the environment coming at this competition? We'd like to invite Amara into this talk. First of all, how do you feel, wearing this gold around your neck?
Feels really good. I mean, like she said, it's months of prep for one day. And then the last competition that I did internationally, it went really bad. So I guess this was my redemption. So to get it, to bring home the gold for my
you did it
country.
properly well,
Yeah, and then also powerlifting isn't only the getting stronger physically, it's also a really mental sport.
Yeah.
So if you're not strong mentally, it's hard. Like failing lifts in the gym gets you in your head. It's like, do I deserve to be on the platform? Do I deserve to be competing with these athletes? And then also, as a teenager, there's, your friends are going to be like, no, you should go out, you should go eat, you should, go to parties, you should, but if you're in the sport, like she said, it's your life. You have to learn to say no, when you're in weight categories, you have to learn to say no to your favorite desserts, you have to say no to going out, you have to, especially, those last few months before, it's, that competition and that competition only matters. You have to stay focused. So.
Yeah.
It's saying no to the
Thank you
favorite
for being
desserts
you.
to me that makes you know your dedication.
Yeah, it hurts.
That's what I know
hurts.
your dedication
Yeah.
is about.
It hurts.
Yeah.
But, I love the fact that you talk about from a really young person perspective that dedication is there too as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about the actual day, because I like that you said, on that day sometimes you can feel like you don't belong here and all of that. What was going through your head? What was going on before you won this gold and made Billy so proud of you and everything? But what was going on in your mind?
So actually, I was like, Amrit, you've worked months for this. You've put in all the work. All you have to do now is just trust the work that you put in. And like I said, my last competition, it didn't go very well. So I was like, you have to do this for yourself. You have to get this win. So it was more getting a win for myself than it was beating the others.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that changed also how you were able to deliver, because you weren't worried about everybody else, it was more self?
Definitely, because last year it was a lot more focused on everybody else. Like, oh my goodness, she's doing this. What if I can't do this? Oh my goodness, like her this, her that. But no, you need to focus on yourself. Like I said, you have to trust the work that you've put in. And I mean, it ended up paying off, so.
Awesome. Were there any obstacles when you saw yourself getting prepared and getting ready to
Like, do you
come and
mean
show?
during prep?
Yeah, during prep and so.
So, I was competing against girls from the USA, and like in the USA, they have everything accessible to them. They have all the right coaches, nutritionists, handlers, like everything more than we have here in Belize. So when I saw who I was going up against, I won't lie, I cried a couple times during competition. I mean, during prep, I was like, what if I can't deliver on the day? What if it goes bad again? What if I'm just gonna keep failing, right? But then my coach, he talked me through it. He was like, just keep putting in the work. You just have to trust what you're doing.
Yeah. Wow. And I appreciate your honesty too as well for that.
To get real as to like how to
Yeah.
prepare. And I like that you mentioned like the mental factor that it takes for you to be able to train and to show up, because it's mind over matter. I think when you're preparing, for powerlifting and being able to say, I'm gonna come back better than what I did last time. So congratulations on being a gold medalist at this
Thank you.
championship. Let's invite Joylyn into the conversation. You won silver in the category for open division for 69 kilograms. What was the feeling like, being able to go beyond your expectations?
Well, I wouldn't say I went beyond my expectations because I was expecting more.
Uh-huh.
But being in the 69 kg category is very difficult because these women are very strong. So I know I was going up against strong women, but I still tried my best and I still placed second in the deadlifting category where I got my silver medal.
Yes, man, showcase that. Stop playing. I feel I love it.
Yes.
So on that same note, I know you said that these other women are really strong. You just have to come and show your best. What would you say, was going through your head in that moment too as well, when you're like, okay, I'm seeing them, but I still need to come up?
Well, just do my best, like with Amaret, like what she was saying. We know we had put in the work, had been dedicated, so just do our best there.
Do you feel like you had any obstacles too as well, preparing up to get to this
for
point?
me it is sacrificing my favorite dessert, my favorite foods. Yes,
I
because
feel-
you have to eat healthy. You have to take in enough protein per body weight. As for me, 150 pounds, I need 150 grams of protein per day. So yes, we have to skip those chocolates and what's not.
Yeah, I understand very well.
I don't want to understand, but I do.
Yeah.
That's why I say I appreciate what you guys are doing,
It's a
because
discipline
it's not
behind it,
easy.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, as Renata was asking, what happens to the moment? I think when you're powerlifting, from experience, it's just you are right there in this moment, and it is just you and this
Yes.
weight right there. And
You have to be mentally locked in.
yeah, and I think also like a very important factor that was shared among this conversation is the community support, where people believe in you and people be like, just one push and you can do this, right? So like I was even watching the competition. I was like, you can do this, you can push harder, right?
Kevin is screaming to us, like,
because I
yay!
reflected on what happens with me in the gym, and it's the fact that people believe in you that really gives you that boost and be like, I can do this also. Yeah. So with that, let's talk about your colleagues that were also present at this powerlifting competition. Can you share their names? And also,
Yeah,
like,
get us some big up, man.
Sure, yes.
So this year we had a total of 8 athletes. We had 5 females and we had 3 males. So 3 of us here. We had one person from San Pedro, Mary Gonzalez. She also won bronze in her category.
Big up
Very
yourself,
good.
Mary.
Yes, yes.
And then we had Jacqueline Alas. She competed. She didn't place. I think she came in fourth.
Okay.
But like I said, just being there and preparing,
Yeah, it's a lot.
really is
Also
is,
with
is a challenge.
Jacqueline, she also was preparing to be a judge, a international
Right.
judge, and she had passed.
Really?
She's Belize's
So she-
second international
her
referee.
second.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations to Jacqueline. I love that. Please do a team, man.
Yes.
'Cause it's our second judge, right?
Yeah,
yes,
second international
yes.
referee.
Miss Alida is the first. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Ooh, cut off.
And then on the male side,
Male
we
side.
had 3 competitors. We had Leo Matura. He won 2 bronze medals, one for deadlift and another one for bench. And then we had Kaylon Godoy, who won gold.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then we had Khalid, our president.
Yes.
Khalid Usher, and he won bronze medal. So he was bronze
Because you
overall.
gold in deadlift.
Look at
And
all the
golden
medals that
deadlift,
came back.
yes.
Oh man.
So,
Oh no, God,
we
yeah,
have a-
place the place. Like, oh no, I'm gonna play none at all.
I think for the competition as well, being in the back room, you get to see a lot of things that you don't see even at a national competition, right? So you see all of these countries, their athletes. And I think one thing that stood out for me during my session was, so you have countries that compete, included USA, Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central America, right? We had 13 countries that participated in all. And so everybody has their own, in the back room you have different setup, right? Where athletes get to warm up and all of that. And you can see the dynamics with the teams that are a little bit more learned in the area and have that experience. Obviously, the bigger ones would be USA and Canada.
Yeah.
You do have some powerhouses in the Caribbean like Trinidad. But to show you how the level of preparation that goes into it, you have the coaches there in the back room giving the support to the athletes, making sure that they have their space, making sure they're loading for the lifters, because on that day we can't load our own weights. We need to conserve our energy. So you have to have a team with you, right? And there are times when an athlete, and it happened in, like for Mexico, one of their female athletes, she bummed out on 3 of her attempts for squats, so she got disqualified. One point you don't see the coach any at all in the room, and that is really disastrous, right? We never want something like that to happen to us. On the flip side, you see US and Canada, they're very calm. Their coaches come over to see what they're doing, provide them with some support. If they need to snack and eat, they're on call and on point, right? And that, I think, makes a big difference. And that you see that throughout all of the athletes. And these are athletes coming from different parts of the United States of the country, right? So they don't get to train together. But on that day, you see that executed seamlessly.
Wow.
And I think that's something that we can strive for. It's hard, it's not easy, right? But I think that some of those things make a big difference. Needless to say, too, they have the equipment, like as Amaret was saying earlier, right? They have the equipment that they train. I mean, we do have some access to that now, right? But they also have like a national team and a national coach, right? For them, and they do the nutrition side of it. So they've been in the game for many, many, many years, right?
Yeah.
We are just, 5 years now, right? And every year we try to make changes and that kind of
Regardless
thing.
of
Just
not
fine.
being
Exactly.
in the game,
Yeah.
we have so much medals, Panya. We
Exactly.
clink.
Exactly.
We are
Talk
here
about-
when we enter the room.
Right, and talk about not judging the book by its cover, because you go out there and just it can be intimidating seeing how prepared all of these
Yes.
other teams are, and
Yes.
you're here,
Yes, yes,
Belize with what we have,
And you push.
and you made it
Exactly.
work. Yeah,
Yes,
and I think
yes.
that's very important as regards to the mental aspect of it, right? Seeing all of these groups, how organized they are, but here you are saying, we can also do this.
We could compete
Absolutely.
too. We could bring
Yes,
some medals
yes,
home
yes,
and
yes.
we did.
Definitely. As
So,
we wrap up on this
yeah.
conversation, Amber, I want to ask you, for people that are thinking about venturing, like getting inspired by your medals, getting inspired by the win, and I feel like often whenever we encourage people to come out and exercise, maybe try something different, they're like, I'm not ready yet, or I will wait for the right time. When is the right time? And please encourage people to get into this healthy aspect of lifting.
There's no such thing as the right time. You take the time and you make it right. I think just start. I mean, like, if you're thinking about it, there's many of us on the team. You can just reach out, send me a message, especially like for younger females. I would love to see more females on the team. Considering it's a male-dominated sport, it's nice to see that there's more like females joining, and it's empowering. It gives you confidence. It's not easy, but I promise it's worth it.
Yeah, it is worth it. Yeah.
So, Geraldine, any final words to us? What you want to give to
I just want
anybody?
Belize to know I'm still their strongest nurse.
Ah, you tell girl. You tell girl.
Strongest
Get that
nurse.
injections gently though. Also throw that out there. A little light pan your hand, right? Okay, I don't want to swell up later. But no, thank you again and congratulations to all of you and other team members, the 5 other people that weren't here. But definitely, we're thankful to have you guys go out and represent. We're hoping to see, guys, we fund more of these kind of trips, help people to place, help people to be able to be at that level because Belize got talent and Belize has so much incredible athletes. We just need to give them that push, that access, that support too as well to make them shine the way they do. Click, click, clinks. That's the day. That's the word. And then, yes, girl. Click, click, clinks. And with that, we're going to click, click, clinks to our commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.